Good afternoon. How are you doing? Hi a lot. Hi very much. Hi please. If you're new here, my name is Maria Kanga. Welcome back to Stories About Becoming. Now, we have done a couple of episodes. We've talked about fear, we've talked about imposter syndrome, and today I want to talk about stepping stones. So, what I'm considering to be stepping stones are both situations and people who have, in one way or another, kind of challenged the process or have introduced some more difficulty that needed to be. And this difficulty can be in front of physical. Some people want to attack you physically. I had a woman who tried to beat me up some time back, and that was my biggest op because she had been my best friend like previously, and then it got to a point where she wants to hit my head with a bottle. I mean, given that I did say some things, but me, I will fight verbally, I will not fight physically. That was a stepping stone. Anyway, yeah, so I'm considering stepping stones as things that kind of made life more difficult during the process of becoming that they needed to be. Now, the number one stepping stone, even before friendships that turned sour, was me. I was my biggest op because in more than one occasion, I have tried to show up as less than. I have tried to put myself in a box where that I will be agreeable with. I'm not, confrontational. I'm just a team player, which is essentially a very good thing. But sometimes you're put in these boxes of, oh, you need to be a team player, or you shouldn't be so confrontational, or you shouldn't be so aggressive as a black woman or as a woman generally. As in, these are kind of the kinds of things that society has put, along the way that just make the process of becoming as a woman so much more difficult. As you know, men don't have to work yes, men have to work hard. Let me restructure, let me reframe this. Now, to get the same opportunities as men out here in the job market, as women, we must work 3 times harder, 3 times as hard for half what the men are getting. And that's just how society has been set up. And the other thing is that men, when they're half qualified, they will apply for the job. But as a woman, you usually want to be 2 times as qualified before even you make an attempt to apply for that job. And I want to encourage you today, lie on that resume. You will explain and they will train you on the job. Okay, so you need to get out of your way. I have realized in my process of becoming that a lot of the times I used to stand in my own way. A lot of self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, the fear. That's why those are the things I talked about first, because those are the biggest stepping stones that have been there in my journey. And it's through this segment is how I'm sharing how my journey has been, how I've been able to just kind of maneuver these stepping stones. Yeah, so the first thing is I lean into listening to a lot of self-help content because I want to see how other people going about this, what have other people found. It's very important to see other people that you look up to, other people who are in the same journey as you, to see how did they go about something. My dad has always told us that when you go to a place like a supermarket and you do not know where something is, ask as many times as you can. Ask even if people think what you're asking is stupid, just ask. Okay, and that goes for class, outside of class, on the job. Always ask as many questions as you can so that you can learn. Always just make sure in whatever endeavor that you're doing, if it's a workplace, you're earning and you're learning. It's either you're getting one or you're getting both. A situation where you're getting none is unacceptable. Yeah, so that's on that side of things. So I have been my biggest op, even in such a recent situation as you'll see it on one of the vlogs where I was going to defend. I had said that I don't want to put on makeup, I don't want to dress too nicely, I don't want to be remembered. I want to put myself to be small so that I cannot be criticized too loudly. And that was something I also experienced on YouTube. I was so afraid of getting to 1,000 subscribers. Sorry about that. I was so adamant on not wanting. Yes, I want the success, but I want it to a certain level, because if I get to 1,000 subscribers, then too many people will know me. There'll be so many more critics. There'll be haters who are gonna come up. But now I welcome it, because there's no shine without shade, right? Yeah, so where was I going with that point? As I was saying, I didn't even want to do makeup. I didn't want to dress too nicely because I didn't want to stand out too much. But then after thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I have to actually try my best. I have to put all my best foot forward in all fronts, in my brain capacity. Like, I must prepare and read as much as I can. When it comes to physical capacity, I work out, I make sure that I'm in good health, I eat right. And then when it comes to, you know, prayer, my spiritual life, I pray as much as I can, I run as fast as I can, like we talked about last week. And then when it comes to the physical appearance, I did my makeup, I mean, a nice subtle look that I look very professional. I did my nice Chanel spray that when I enter into the room, they smell me before they hear me. So I made sure that I'm coming correctly on all fronts, because why not, you know, why should I be small enough to be digestible? If if me being who I am makes you choke, then by all means do not make your problems my problems. If you're gonna choke, just choke, okay? But I'm showing up as exactly who I am. So that was the first stepping stone that I had to step over to become. The second thing, which I would like to talk about it as noise is everyone else from the outside, because there is enough noise from yourself, the self-doubt, the fear, all those things, not feeling worthy, all those things are the internal noise that is there. And then there's the external noise where, you know, people will try to tell you who you are. And so many times I've said that, make sure you define yourself, you understand who you are, because people will try so much to tell you you're this, they'll try so much to put you in a box. But when you yourself have decided this is the person I want to become, then that's who you are. And if you wake up today and decide to be something else, that's who you are from then on. Nobody has the right to tell you that you're not that. And as even to top on to that, like, yes, I did pass my dissertation defense and everything, but I want you to know it does not define me. That success that I achieved on that day, it does not define me. And the failures that I have achieved, that I have on my belt, also do not define me. You cannot let the successes or the failures define you, because that's step number one of wanting outside validation, letting other people be the deciders. It's by choosing who you are, that's what defines you. Yourself, you're the person who defines you. So everything else from the outside is noise. And noise is just another stepping stone. Noise can come from, you know, like I was talking about the friend of mine who tried to end my life. You're a lawyer, you should know better. You should have sued me. If what I said was defamatory or was libel, you should have taken me to court, because that is what I would have done to you. Hurt me with that bottle, you would be in jail, okay? So yeah, you need to use your brain and you need to act correctly. And then another stepping stone, especially in the front of friends, I had a friend who consistently told me that the only reason I am where I'm at is because I work so hard, I hold on to things so tightly. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with the fact that I work so hard for everything that I have? Because now if a girl relaxes, puts her feet up and lets the men provide, you guys have a problem with that. If I work hard and get my own bread, I make my own ends meet, you have a problem with that. So let me tell you, whatever you do or you don't do, they're going to have something to say. People will always have something to say. You might as well do whatever you want, because you never make people happy. Your only responsibility is to make you happy. You're the only person. Don't worry about your parents, your brothers, your sisters, all that is just outside noise. The only person who you need to impress is yourself. Now, far be it that I have achieved this, that is something I'm still working through in therapy. I still try to people please and do all that, especially I'm a daddy's girl. I try to please my father, like, yeah. So I feel very passionate about this topic. So what I'm trying to say is that there's going to be a lot of outside opinions, outside noise, outside people that want you to be yourself in a certain way. But I mean, you've been, personally I've been with myself for the last 28 years. I don't believe there's anybody else who knows me the way I know myself. So you're not qualified in this topic. I am the only one. My journey is very different. You're not equipped even with the vision to see how my journey is gonna unfold. So why would you want to tell me how to live my life, you know? But this is something that I have learned in this process of becoming, because for so many years I was down bad. I was crying on, oh my God, how do I become a better, you know, friend? How do I become a better daughter, a better girlfriend, a better all these things? But you know, you can only do so much, and you need to give yourself the grace to be the person, to appreciate the person that you are, while also being on the journey to being the person that you want to become. It's not an overnight process. Even the ones that you think are an overnight success are not an overnight success. You must put in the work. It's if it was easy, everyone would have it. If it was easy, everyone would have it. You see how in the movies, how the main character goes through so much, through so many things that then make the plot interesting. Imagine you're the main character in your story. Imagine you have to go through all those things for the story to be more interesting. So it's not interesting when it's just smooth. So just always think of yourself as the main character. So I have found that is what works. Just think of this is your movie, and in all movies there must be some plot twists. Every time when I'm going through something good, I mean, this is also not the best advice as well, I always suspect it. Niko tu like, where is the fuckery? That, like, how is everything so good? So something happened this week on Tuesday. I submitted my research and everything, and I'm like, oh, how easy. This has been the most easy part of the journey, but oh no, the fuckery did present itself. The person from records office lost my research, lost my work. I had, of course, the backup and everything, so I had to redo it, the printing, having it engraved again. I cried for like 3 hours before that. But let me tell you, now you must rise up to the occasion at every time. You must know that there can be hardship that you will experience, but that's how the main character usually goes about the movie. There is always challenges, and they always have to undergo those challenges to come out on the other side. So it's never going to be just a smooth journey. Nothing that is worth it will ever be easy. So yeah, like I said, if it was easy, everybody would have had it. And it's just by the fact that it's not easy, that's why everybody doesn't have that one thing that you haven't. Stop listening to other people. They don't have any idea of what your journey is. They don't have your vision. So how would they know that this is how your life is supposed to play out? So turn off the noise and look more inward. Look more inward. You'll find more answers within yourself. You have everything that you need within yourself. Hizo mambo za nje, people telling you how you should live your life, maybe you should actually take a bottle and knock them, like the way that chick wanted to knock my head. Yeah, maybe that will knock some sense into them. Anyways, guys, I'll see you on Wednesday, but till then, love you, bye.